Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will discuss second most important question that being asked in any SAP FICO interview. So I have already uploaded first question and I have given this link of the in the description box. So go and check that out. So today's question is explain the APP, that is stands for automatic payment program process, or he will also ask, the interviewer may ask, which are the steps involved in APB configuration, or he may ask, tell me the FBZP config. Okay, so please be prepared for this question, as I know this is the most likely asked question in the SAP FICO interview. So let's discuss the answer for this question. Okay, so before running F110, that is automatic payment program, first you need to configure FBZP transaction. So let me log into the system. If I go to the screen FBZP, there are 6 steps involved. If you just tell your interviewer these are the 6 steps involved in the FBZP configuration or APP configuration, he will not be happy with this answer. It is always better to explain the importance of each field or each steps. Okay, so I'll share this SAP screen and we will take a note of each important steps here. I'll share my screen and simultaneously we're gonna take a note of each and every important field of these steps. So it will be easier for us to refer those notes when before appearing for the interview. Okay. So first step is all company codes. So as I said, before running F110, that is FBP, we need to set up this FBZP transaction first. So we can tell this definition as to our interviewer, like before running F110, first we need to config FBZP. Okay. So first point is set up all company code for the payment transaction. So there are two important fields that we can tell to a interviewer. Okay. So those points are, let's go back to the SAP screen and we will do the config, simultaneously take the notes. Okay. So go to the all company codes, new entry, give your company code as my company code is 2016. Okay. And here important points are paying company code, sending company code. Okay. And this one, special real transaction. Okay, so what is this transaction are about? What is these fields are about? Okay, so specify the company code that you want. Here we specify the company code that you want to include in your automatic payment program. Okay, so we can tell like first point. Here we specify all the company code that we want to include in our automatic payment program. Okay, this is the first point under this step. Okay, and the second point is paying company code and sending company code. So you need to explain what is the what is the meaning of this paying company code and sending company code? Okay, so the paying company is the company assigned with the task of processing the payment transaction on behalf of other company codes. A good example will be if we have two company codes like A and B, and if B company code is facing financial issues, so A company needs to pay to the vendor of B company code. So this business scenario has to be configured. So in this case, paying company will be A company and sending company code will be B company. Okay, we will have a note of this as well. Just take a note of this. Okay. On behalf of other company code. So this is the definition of this field. Means the paying company is the company assigned with the task of processing the payment transaction on behalf of other company code. Okay, so we will also tell the example to our interviewer, so it will impact more. Okay, so example will be if we have two company code A and B. Suppose if B company is facing financial issue, so A company need to pay to the vendors of B company code. So this business scenario has to configure in the SAP system. Okay, so in this case, A company is paying company code and B company is sending company code. Okay, sorry, there will be the 3 points to be remembered. The next one is okay, C, special real transaction to be paid. So I'll give the example here. Okay, suppose you have out of 10,000 invoice amount, 5,000 you have already paid. So which has a special real indicator. If you directly run F110, system will not consider advance payment. That is 5,000 we have already paid. So it will not consider this advance payment. It will pay full amount of 10,000. So to consider special real indicator, you have to give special real indicator in this field. Okay. Suppose out of 10K amount, invoice amount, 5K you have already paid as an advance payment. And it has advance payment, it always has the special GL indicator. It has special GL indicator. And if you directly run F110, system will not consider advance payment. It will pay full amount as 10,000. So to consider that amount, that advance payment, to consider the special real indicator, you have to give A, or whatever the special tier you have assigned at the time of advance payment, that mostly we give A. So A to consider the advance payment, advance amount. Okay, these three things we will configure now. Go back to the SAP system. FBZP. First one, create a new entries. Give your company code. My company code is 26. and my company paying company is also 26. Okay, and special here I'm giving as A, as advance payment. Okay, save this. Okay, first step is done, and then the second step, that is paying company codes. Okay, so do new entries. Here we need to give paying company code, that is our company code 2610, minimum amount for incoming and outgoing payment. So this is the important field to be noted. Minimum amount for incoming and outgoing payment, and also this one, form for the payment advice is there. Meanwhile it is loading, meanwhile we can take a note. Second step is set up paying company code for the payment transaction. There are two fields, important fields to be noted here. Okay, I'll just underline it and take a note of important field so that it will be easier before appearing for the interview. First is minimum amount for incoming and outgoing payment. So what this determines? Okay, so this determines the minimum amount that will be allowed by the system to go through this automatic payment program. So any amount lower than this will not be allowed as an automatic payment program. Okay, suppose you have given a 10,000 as an 10 rupees as a minimum amount. Okay, so system will not take less than 10 amount from this automatic payment program for this to pay this amount to the vendor. If the invoice is for 9 rupees, system will not take that, you have to pay that manually. Okay, let's take the definition of this. So this determines the minimum amount that will be allowed by the system to go through automatic payment program. Any amount lower than this amount will not be considered in AP. Okay, this is the definition. And the second point is form for the payment advice. I think it is loaded. Yeah, form for the payment advice. Here we give the form for the payment advice. Once we define this form, system will automatically print the form for every vendor for whom the payment has been done. So let's take this note also. Form for the payment advice. This is the second point. Definition is system automatically prints the form for every vendor to whom the payment has been done. Okay, these are the important points. Let's do this configuration. Minimum amount is for incoming payment. This will be the receiver accounts receivable part. This is the outgoing part. So we will do this configuration first. Outgoing payment. So 10 rupees will be the minimum amount for APP. Okay, and we mostly give this F110 underscore T underscore avis. Okay, save this. Then let's go back to the third step. Payment method per country for payment transaction. Take a note. Third step is set up payment methods per country for the payment transaction. Set up payment method per country for the payment transactions. Okay, there are 5 important fields to be remember. Okay, first one is, this is a very important step. So Please make a note of it. First important field is payment method for incoming or outgoing payment, because we cannot use same payment method for incoming and outgoing payment. So let me note down the first field, important field, payment method for incoming or outgoing. This one you have to define here. The second important point is require master data specification. So if you want to add any validation before making the payment of that particular invoices or particular vendor, you can do it here in this step. Okay, so if you want to tell the system if supplier is having a bank details populated in the master data, then only pick for the payment, otherwise don't pick it. So if there is a bank detail missing in the vendor master data, then system will give you the error like mandated fields are missing here. So second point, required master record specification. Okay, the third point is document type. Okay, so we enter the document type here. Suppose you how to differentiate whether the invoice payment has done by app run or manual payment. So user will not understand if the document type is same for app and manual payment. Suppose you entered document type for app zp here in this step, so user will understand you, okay, this invoice is made by is done by Z automatic payment program. If he says KZ document type, so he will understand this will be the manual issue of payment. Okay, this is the use of this step. The fourth point is currency allowed. In this step, we tell the system which currencies are allowed for annual automatic payment program. If we leave these fields blank, so you will be telling the system all the currency are allowed for automatic payment program. Okay, the last one for this step, third step is using payment medium workbench. Okay, use of using use of payment medium. This is also very important interview question to be remember, like the interviewer may ask like what is payment medium workbench, otherwise he will ask tell me the use of dme or dme tree. Okay, or dme engine. So what is the use of this? I'll just give the brief introduction of the dme. So dme stands for data medium exchange. So suppose you are having an account, your company is having an account in HDFC Bank. So bank will give you the format to your bank, and based on that format, we are going to do the configuration or arrange the data in that format in DME tree. So after APP run, after the automatic payment program run, system will download that format as per the configuration, like XML format or flat file format as per your configuration. So after app run, system will download that format, and that format we have to send it to bank to pay to the vendor. So this is the use of DME tree, and whatever configuration we have done in DME engine, DME tree, that we have to link here to use of payment medium workbench in this field. So system will automatically um, create the file in a particular format, XML or flat file. Okay, this is the use of this payment medium workbench. Okay, third step is completed. So now we will do the configuration in SAP system. I have intentionally not given the meaning or definition of each step here, because otherwise it will be very lengthy video. If you want the definition of each steps, please ping me, comment down your email ID in the comment box. I will try to send it across. Okay, so let's start with the configuration. Just log in with the system. FBZP, payment methods per country for payment transaction. If you see this bank transfer T is already there. If you want to use it, you can use it. Otherwise, you can create your own by selecting this copy. Copy this. Yeah. So here you have to define whether this payment method are you using for outgoing or incoming payments. Okay. As I mentioned here, payment for incoming or outgoing. Okay. Just give for we are using for outgoing payments. And then, as I explained you earlier, require master data specification. If you are ticking these bank details and account number, if the vendor don't have these details on the master data, vendor master data, that invoices will not be picked for automatic payment program. Okay, in this configuration we can do that. Here require master data specification. Document type ZP. We are going to mention here ZP, and payment medium workbench. Payment medium workbench. We have not configured this yet. We can ignore this for now because we have not configured DME yet. Okay. So yeah, I think that is okay. So target we must different from the source key. Okay. So we need to give our new payment method. I'll just give it as A. Let's see. Okay, I think we are good to go now. Done. See, bank transfer is done. And if you want to configure this currency allowed, you can mention it here. We have given INR currency allowed here. Done. Now the fourth important step here in FBZP format, FBZP tick code configuration. The fourth one is set up payment methods per country code for payment transaction. For company code for payment transaction. Here there are two important steps to be remembered. Okay, the first step is minimum and maximum amount for payment method. Okay, so in this step we assign payment method to company code and define minimum and maximum amount for that particular payment method. So system will print the check for that particular amount. Less than that amount, system management will want to send the payment via manually. So if you maintain 100 pound here, so system will not print the check from minimum amount more less than that 100 pound. Okay, this is the use of this step. The second step is single payment for marked item. This is also important field and that can be asked in any interview question. What is the single payment for marked item? Here, by selecting this indicator, the system will print a separate check for each due line item. That is, we can make the payment invoice wise. It will create a clearing document for each invoice. If not, it will post one entry for all the invoices. Also, user has to mention this payment method at the time of invoice creation. Okay, so if you take this indicator, system will print separate document and checks for each due line item. Now let's do the configuration of this minimum and maximum amount allowed for the payment method and this single payment for marked item. Go back to the SAP screen. Payment method per country, company code for the payment transaction. Okay, do the new entries. Paying company code, our company code is 2016 and we have configured our payment method as A, and we are giving the minimum amount for the payment method 10 and maximum 9999. Okay, if you see your company code is not listed here because you have not assigned your payment method to your company code, so assign it payment method to your company code 2016. Payment method A we have recently created. Minimum amount I will give it as 1 and maximum amount as 999. The next step is bank determination, but we haven't created any bank configuration yet. So before doing bank configuration, first we need to set up house banks. Okay, our fifth step would be house bank. Okay, so what is house bank? So the house banks are used to process the payments to vendor. Okay, we will add a point like process payment to vendor, payment to vendor, pay receipt from customer, and also use for APP. Okay, so the meaning, a bank organization or bank branch are called house banks. Okay, please be remember this. Bank organization or bank branch are called house banks, and account maintained at house banks are called account IDs. First, we need to maintain GL master records for each account IDs and house banks and assign that account IDs in house bank master records. Okay, we have to assign the GL accounts and also assign those account IDs to the house bank. Okay, so we can have multiple account IDs under the house bank. Okay, so first we need to create a GL master record, GL master for house banks and account IDs. Okay, and create, and then you need to create a house bank. Okay, so go back to SAP screen. From here you can do the house bank configuration, or else you can do FY12 also. So my company code is this, and create these house banks. Okay, no entries match, so you create a new entries house bank. Give any 5-digit alphanumeric key here. I'll be giving it as SDFC. Bank country IN, and bank key it's like a IFSC code in India. I'll be giving as SDFC 1 2 3 4 5 and 1. Okay, yeah, bank key, and then select create button. Give your bank name HDFC bank and region Maharashtra 13, street MG Road, city Mumbai, bank branch Mumbai, and Swift code I'll be giving as same HDFC 123411. Select here and save. Done. And then you need to go to house bank. As I say, as we discussed this earlier, uh, this to create a house bank, we need to use the Fiori app. So here we need to do this configuration via creating house bank. But for me, Fiori app is not working. So we'll try to do it theoretical part today. My Fiori site is not working today. So to create a house bank, first we need to give the account opening date here in the Fiori site, and then let me go back here. Yeah, yeah. Once you create your bank account, it will show you an entry here in bank account. So in Fiori app, what you have to mention, the details will be the account opening date, company code, bank holder name, and bank key, that is IFSC code we have created earlier, currency we have given INR, account number, we need to mention our account number there, and account type, whether current account or saving account, and then you have to go to bank account, house bank connectivity. There you have to mention your GL master, GL account, whichever have you have created for your bank. Okay, so once that is created successfully, you will be getting an entry here in the first line with the details, all the details. So this is how you can create the house bank. Okay, and once that is done, you need to create the bank determination configuration here. So what is this bank determination? First we will take a note. Bank determination. Okay, so here you have to, here there are 3 points to be remembered. Okay, so first one would be the first one would be ranking order for the bank account. Okay, so what is this ranking order? This is also a very important interview question. Tell me the importance of ranking order for the bank account. So the importance of this field is, if you having a more than, if your company is having a more than one bank account, so how system will know if that I want to make the payment from which bank account. So this configuration is very important for that, in that purpose, in that case. Okay, so normally companies having more than one bank account, so from which the payments are made. The specification you made here in the bank determination for the payment transaction section, that bank will be used for making the payment. The second point would be house banks and sub accounts. Here we have to specify house bank. The second point would be house bank and sub accounts. Here we have to assign house banks and sub account IDs in the system. Okay. Here we specify the accounts that are that the payments are made from. You have to specify here the house banks that payments are made from, and the sub accounts that those payments are posted to. And the third one is available funds. You have to specify the available fund in each of the bank accounts here in this field. Okay, so we'll go back to the system and let's see. This is my company paying company code and ranking order. See, here you need to give the, if you have companies having three bank account, then you have to mention your three bank account and ranking order as per your preference. Okay, in this field, payment method, currency, rank order, and house bank, which you have configured. And bank accounts, here we can mention your actual bank accounts. House banks, Here in this field, payment method, currency, account ID, bank account, bank sub accounts. Here you can mention, and then available amounts you can specify here in the bank account. Okay, these are the important fields which we have discussed. If you find this video helpful, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel. I will come up with the more questions and more videos like this. Thanks.